So can you talk to us about your upbringing
Oh man.
and what got you into
Okay.
music?
That's a good question, man. All right, so basically I was born in Conway, North Carolina. That is a cotton field kind of place. So from the time I was born to man, the time I left, I was picking cotton. And people would look at me and go like, "You pick cotton?" I was like, "Yeah, man," because during the summertime, there was no going to camp. It was going to the cotton fields, the peanut fields, and cornfields. That's what my time was. But what happened was my mom, well, before that, all I could hear was Glenn Campbell, Dolly Parton, and Hee Haw. That's all we heard. And on Sundays, we had a black radio station from 1 to 3. That was it. But during the week, all I heard was Glenn Campbell, Dolly Parton, and Hee Haw. That's the only music I knew, and I heard. So my aunt went out and bought a record player. And when she bought a record player, I started hearing Al Green and Sam Cooke and stuff like that. And then my mom bought me a plastic guitar for Sears and Roebuck. And I have no idea what to do with it. But as time went on, I became more interested in playing, man. And what happened is I got in high school and we was at this talent show, and we was gearing up for the talent show. And the bass player then, his name is, Mike. And I told Mike, I said, "Hey, man," his name is Mike Butler. I said, "Hey, man," I said, "how do you remember all those songs?" He was like, "I don't know." We was in high school, so I was on congos then. I started out on drums. I didn't start out on bass. And so I said, "Man, I'll tell you what you learn me, teach me how to." I said, "Learn." I said, "Did I say learn?" I said, "Learn." I said, I did say learn, didn't I? I said, "Why don't you teach me how to play that thing, man?" He was like, "Yeah, no, that's not gonna work, man. I'm not gonna do that." I was like, "Okay." And then I guess he thought about it, and I don't know if he did, but he's like, "I'll tell you what, man, we're ready to get out for the summer. If you learn how to play a couple songs on a bass, I'll bring you a brand new bass when school comes back in." Now, here's the catch. My fraternity brother, that was my best friend then before we got to college, his dad had a dirt garage in his backyard. And in that backyard, he had all this, it was filled up to the brim. He's like, "I need to get that garage cleaned out." And I said, "Well, he said, I heard you trying to learn guitar." And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I'll tell you what, if you clean that garage out, I got a good bass guitar somewhere in there. I don't know where it is, but if you find it, it's yours." Man, it took us a whole day to clean that garage out, a whole day. At the very end, at the very back in the corner, laying on the ground, was the bass that we found. I found the bass. It had no strings on it. I didn't know if it worked. I mean, it had some dirt on it. We had to actually sweep the dirt off it. And so I took it up and picked it up. I ain't had no amp, nothing. So we kept on cleaning the garage and found a E string. I had no idea if it was an E, A, D, or G. All I know is very big. And so I took it and put it on the bass and took the bass home. And in my house, we had an RCA Victor floor model. That thing from wall to wall. And I never knew that it had guitar, headphones, and something else on the thing. And I was like, wow. So I took and went to Sears and Radio Shack, and got me a cord, stuck it in it, and it came on. And I was like, oh my God. So my best friend played guitar then. So he showed me how to tune the one string of that E. And I learned, because it was my favorite group, Graham Sister Station. I learned Graham Sister Station. I just stayed on that album. I went back to his other album. I tried to stay within Graham, Larry Graham. That's where I was trying to stay. I learned every song on one string. Every song on one string. Then my boy told me, "Hey man, I found another string. I'm gonna bring it by." And he brought it by. It was an A. I was like, okay. So then I had to transpose everything I knew on that one string, put it on two strings. And so I learned everything on the whole album on two strings. And then my mom felt sorry for me, I guess, and went out and bought me a whole set of guitar strings. I put them on. At that point in time, there was another brother that knew that I was trying to learn how to play. His name was Punkin, and he was playing for the #1 R&B band, cover band in Tidewater, actually in Virginia. It was called Pocket Edition, and it was they was amazing, man. I never heard anything like them. They was playing down in Virginia Beach at the Peppermint Beach Club, and he said, "Look, man, my wife is pregnant. I need somebody to fill in for me. Come down to the Peppermint Beach Club. You can't come through the front door because you're too young. I'm going to sneak you in the back." So he snuck me in the back door, and I was hiding behind the amp because, during that time, they had giant amps like SVTs and stuff like that, and acoustic. So I was standing behind the amp, and he said, "I'm going to give you 3 songs to learn first. Turn Your Love Around, For Your Eyes Only, and 1 more other song." And he said, "If you learn these, I'm gonna let you play these next week. I need you to come back next week and play it." I ain't had no bass. I mean, I had a bass, so I didn't have his kind of bass. He had like a 69 Jazz, 68 Fender Jazz, man. It was the most amazing thing I ever seen in my life. It was huge, but it was nice. So I went home, I learned all the songs. He said, "Now look, I'm going to leave early from the gig. I want you to sit right here behind the drummer, and when they count it off, you play those 3 songs. And then after that, y'all go home. Leave my bass with the keyboard player." So, okay. I played them. And then he's like, "Okay, I'm going to give you 5 more songs." And he kept doing it until I almost learned this whole show. But to me, I was just wanted to learn the songs. I didn't know I was playing for anybody important. To me, these guys treated me like, I was one of them. So I just kept playing. And then eventually his wife had a baby, and then I didn't have to play anymore. So when we get back to school, my friend was like, "Hey, man, so did you learn how to play?" I was like, I got a couple songs under my belt." He said, "Yeah." He said, "Listen, man," I'm gonna tell you exactly what he said. He said, "Listen, man, I kept hearing about this black kid is playing down at the Peppermint Beach Club." He said, "You heard anything about that?" He said, "He's pretty nice." I was like, "Nah." Because in my mind, I'm thinking, who is he talking about? And I was like, I said, "Well, man, I went down there a couple times in Virginia Beach and played a couple songs." He's like, "Was that you?" And I was like, "Okay, yeah, it was me, man. I was playing with the Pocket Edition." He's like, "Oh," he said, "I'll be here tomorrow." He said it just like that. He said, "I'll see you tomorrow." And early in the morning, I heard this. I go to the door. He had a 1973 P bass, spanking brand new, Sunburst. And that's how I started.
Oh, man.
That's how I started, man.
That's what's up.
Yep.
That's what's up.